What if I told you that AI is about to completely change how churches communicate? Not just social media, not just emails, but honestly, everything. It's going to change how the entire world starts to communicate from this point forward. But here's the tension. If we're not careful, the very tools that are meant to help the church will slowly begin to replace what makes the church the church. One of the biggest shifts happening right now is people aren't searching the internet the same anymore. They're not clicking links, they're asking AI. So you might have seen this on Google search. This is what they call a zero-click search. They're starting to test this on Google at this point, and people are now just getting answers instantly without ever actually visiting a website. So instead of optimizing for Google, we're now optimizing for AI. This is what's called generative engine optimization, or shortened as GEO, which means your content has to be clear, structured, and trustworthy, because now AI decides what gets seen. And churches are already experimenting with AI in a lot of ways. These can be like sermon research, devotional writing, social media posts, email newsletters, Bible study outlines. And to be completely honest, it's making things a lot easier. You can automate newsletters, you can generate sermon clips, or schedule months of content out, and even create a chat box that might answer a ministry question for you that can be directly on your website. And for smaller church teams, this is huge because it allows you to operate as if you were a much larger church staff. But the real question is just because we can, does that mean we actually should? At the end of the day, AI should never replace Spirit-led responsibility of preaching, because preaching isn't just information, it's formation. And that requires real shepherding, not just a generated voice. So AI is incredibly powerful when it comes to systems, which are things like scheduling, data analysis, content repurposing, understanding your community demographics, but it can also help identify disengaged members, discipleship gaps, ministry opportunities. So imagine something like this, a church app, you log on and it says, hey, we noticed you haven't been to a small group lately, but here are 3 small groups that you might love. That's so powerful, and it leads to deeper questions. In the world filled with AI-generated Christian content, how will people recognize spiritual leadership? Because content is about to become absolutely unlimited, but what's not is going to be trust. Trust is going to become really, really rare. And that makes trust one of the most valuable pieces of currency in a church's communication. This is where churches actually have a massive advantage though, because we offer things that AI never can, which is real relationships, spiritual guidance, and embodied community. So people aren't just looking for better content, they're looking for actual real people, real pastors, real conversations, real community. So here's the tension: systems versus shepherding. AI belongs in systems, but humans belong in shepherding. So potentially let AI handle things like scheduling, data, content distribution, helping you analyze your target audience, or maybe marketing insight reporting. But always, always make sure that humans are leading in discipleship, in preaching, in counseling, spiritual leadership, because if we get these backwards, we're gonna lose what matters the most. So the real question isn't, should churches use AI? I think we should. The real question is, how do we use AI without losing the human heart of ministry? Because churches that thrive in the next season will be the ones who use AI for efficiency, but keep people at the center. If this was helpful for you, share it with somebody that you know on your team, especially if you're navigating AI in ministry right now. We'd love to hear from you guys. If you think AI should be used in churches, or is this something that we might be headed into a dangerous direction? Let us know in the comments, and check out our other videos if you want to learn more about how to make an AI strategy for your church team.